Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. So, in this episode on the development of doctrine, we're going to be getting actually into a new section. So, first section, we looked at evolution in general, that the notion of evolution that we can kind of get in our mind, the different degrees and everything like that. In the second section, we looked at virtuality, which is evolution, well, the conclusion as considered in the premise that way. Now, in this, we have a problem that we still haven't dealt with that gets mentioned over and over and over again, especially in our critique of Lugo and Suarez. And this question really is it seems like, well, there's really two questions. On the one hand, it seems like we have raised theology almost too high, according to the mind of St. Thomas. We've raised it to a certain degree where we might fall into the error of the Scotists. And this is that human theological reasoning and the formally revealed object of faith meld together. So really, the amount of dogmas that I have to hold to kind of depends on my brain power rather than as specified by the formal object. So on the one hand, we have that issue. And on the other hand, when we go from an identical object, one aspect, and that's the formally revealed aspect, to another aspect, and that's the virtually revealed aspect, how do we move from the one to the other? That's going to be the great argument of Father Lagrange, Schultes, and all of the other Thomists who deny that theological conclusions can be defined as a faith. They're going to say, well, you have no way to explain how to get from the formally revealed to the conclusion, even if they're objectively identical. Habits are not specified by material object, but by formal object, but by the formality under which the object is known. So that's the big question that we have. So in this section, we need to find out how this gap is bridged by a study of the church. And really the two keys, there's two keys to this problem, and there's two extremes to be avoided. We've kind of already hinted at this. The first key is to consider the implicit character of the theological conclusion in relation of the revealed datum. That's key. First is it's key to think a little bit more about the virtuality in relation to this problem that we considered in the last section. In the second, now considering this virtuality, consider what could move this virtuality. Because on the one hand, if we have a physically connexive virtuality, this physically connexive process of reasoning, really distinct premises, if we have that, we might need Lugo's transforming assistance, and we might need Suarez's new revelations. We might need those things. We have to ask ourselves, okay, well, in the case that we have, with the virtuality that we have, what is the assistance that the magisterium would need in order to propose a theological conclusion as being of divine faith? So these two are kind of the keys to being able to solve this problem. And Sola, we'll see in this section, does a fantastic way of solving it. And in the second, we need to avoid two extremes. So the first extreme is elevating human reason or the theological conclusion to such a degree as to be on the level of the church when it comes to determining what is of faith. That is the issue that the Scotists and nominalists are going to have. And this is one that goes all the way back to the medieval era. And the other one is a mere denigration of the authority of the church. So the denigration of the authority of the church is going to be so much against Lugo and Suarez as to say all that it can do is just replicate what is formally revealed. And there's really no real evolution except explicative. So those are the two extremes that we're going to need to avoid. So I'm really excited to definitely get into this whole new section, but this is kind of just a brief introduction, a brief overview of the type of problems that we're going to be solving and the issues that we're going to be talking about. So this is just meant to be a short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gave you a lot to